Hi, I'm Tanya Bowie. Today, CalTV looks at how ASUC operates for the university. Find out what ASUC is doing for you in this week's Journalism Special. The ASUC, also known as the Associated Students of the University of California, is a student government. It acts as an autonomous body. The ASUC is run by students for the students. The ASUC represents the student body by acting as a liaison between the university administrations and students. ASUC officers oversee all student actions and campus activities. Most importantly, ASUC allocates funding and provides resources for student organizations. The ASUC has 8 main offices which function under the 3 branches of government. The executive branch consists of elected officers. The president represents the voice of the student body. The executive vice president is responsible for the internal procedures of the ASUC and ensures resources for student organizations. The academic affairs vice president is responsible for the academic interests of Cal students. The external affairs vice president represents the voice of Cal students in local, state, and national legislation and other student concerns off campus. The student advocate works closely with student affairs. The student advocate offers services to students with grievances against the university. The legislative branch is run by the Senate. Students are elected to senator positions. There are 20 ASUC senators. They are responsible for all the legislation and the creation of rules that govern the branches of ASUC. They oversee all ASUC spending and its assets. The ASUC Senate allocates over $1.4 million to student organizations and activities annually. The judicial branch is run by the Judicial Council. Council members are either appointed or approved by the Senate. 6 council seats belong to undergraduates and 3 seats belong to graduate students. The Judicial Council serves primarily to interpret the rules of the ASUC and to provide judgments for disputes that may arise. The Attorney General's office is also under the judicial branch. The ASUC Auxiliary Director, Nadisan Permal, shared with CalTV the importance of having a student government. He says the ASUC is where students are able to impact change for the campus community.
Well, I think the ASUC is a laboratory for students to participate in public affairs. It's always been that way since its founding in 1887. And since the 19th century all the way to the present, the ASUC has been the focus of student interests on the campus, and most importantly, student public policy on the Berkeley campus. Think about some of the things that ASUC student government has brought to the campus. First of all, they incorporated the student store, which was opened in 1884, and they've been running it ever since. The students once ran intercollegiate athletics. They used to own majority of student service facilities on the campus. And at the present time, they're responsible for things like the ClassPass program.
Elections Council Chair Jessica Wren shared how students can get involved in the political process of ASUC.
Well, candidates file a candidate filing form during the candidate filing period, which allows them to be on the ballot. They also have to submit a $5 filing fee for each office that they seek to be a candidate in. There are no qualifications at all besides being a registered UC Berkeley student. They also can only spend $200 on their campaign if they're a Senate candidate and $1,000 if they're an executive candidate. Campaigning can occur at any time throughout the year. It's up to the candidate's discretion. They have certain requirements that they're forced to abide by during their campaign season, however long that may be. The primary campaign period is the week of and the week prior to elections each year. It involves a lot of critical thinking and public relations, being able to deal with student groups and assess their needs and figure out how exactly the ASUC can help each of the student groups on campus that seek their help.
ASUC duties are not only limited to campaigning. Sheila Lalani, Deputy Chief of Grants, discusses her responsibilities in the ASUC.
It's kind of run like a machine. It's sort of run as a business. So we have, a fund. We have $100,000 that we need to allocate to student groups. The administrative tasks that are involved require us to be really proactive about publicizing so that students are aware these grants exist. And then once we start getting that interest, we start getting those applications in, we need to make sure that we interview them so that we have a good criteria to judge how we're going to allocate to them, like what funds we're going to give them and how much.
There are many different ways to be a part of the ASUC. This is the way that I've decided to become involved. There are positions that are similar to this on various councils in the ASUC, such as the Judicial Council, and acting as interns for each of the executive positions, and possibly some senators. Those are mainly volunteer positions that assist in executing the different plans that the executives have themselves. And so there are a variety of ways to become involved in the ASUC if you don't decide to run for office or become elected.
For more information, you can visit asuc.org, or you can visit ASUC on the second floor of Eshelman Hall. Tune in next time to catch Saori Izuka report on referendums as we continue our special series on ASUC. I'm Tanya Bowie reporting for CalTV.